Hello guys, si Kersan Velosa ulit ito at welcome sa episode 64 ng laro tayo ng Wildermyth. Okay, so ngayon simulan natin yung next campaign natin. Natanong ko na yung barkada ko kung anong barkada ko kung anong gagawin kong pangalan nung nung team nila. So to, gawin natin yung All the Bones of Summer. Bones were buried here. Bones were burned in the ground where their beds all lie. All become fossils for fantasy. All become stories once true. They count on a dream as they spiral towards sleep. Fire follows fire until every color is ash. A 5-chapter story with Drovan as the main threat. Okay, so simulan natin to. Adventure, ayan pa yan. Pick mods. Okay, yung usual mods na ginagamit ko. Okay guys, dito medyo mahaba-haba ang dito mahaba-haba ang cut ko guys kasi aayusin ko pa to eh. So, teka lang. Siya, tapos choose to. Ignite. Flight tsaka jump jog. Yung ignite pwede ko naman i-learn sa kanya eh. Okay, so ngayon cut muna guys kasi gagawin ko na muna yung tatlong kasama niya. So cut. Okay guys, andito na ulit ako. So ito na yung characters natin. So ito actually mga kakilala ko rin to pero mostly mga barkada talaga ni Galo to eh. So basahin ko yung mga nila, yung mga backstories. Nag-histo din na to. Ay, saan ba yan? History. Galo's abusive father left town when he was 10, never to return. The boy lived with his mother and siblings. He put him in school, fed him, and loved him as much as they could. Often the target of others' teasing, he grew guarded and resentful. When a fellow came through town calling himself a priest and spoke of the family he'd found among his devout brothers and sisters, Galo gravitated to the message. He ran away to join their underground cult. He quickly grew disturbed, fearful of the teachings being driven into his heart. But there was no escaping the warren. Ano yan eh? Yan yung backstory niya doon sa previous campaign kung saan natin siya nakasama doon sa yung Monarchs Under the Mountain. Tapos to actually friend ko rin to eh, si Erlu. So history niya random generated dyan guys hindi ako nagsusulat niyan. At although pwede akong maglagay niyan, randomly generated dyan. So, a gaunt grim boy showed up one night to the camp of a small, poor performing troupe. A teenager with his infant brother, early in tow. The two stayed in the back of a cart on the road, but it was only shortly thereafter, passing through Masonburg, that the older boy succumbed to an illness of the blood and was buried there. Two dancers decided to quit the traveling life then, and they settled down and adopted Erlu as their son, raising him in Masonburg. Above a rope and ribbon shop, they were able to open up and keep afloat. Despite the circumstances that brought him to his eventual home and family, Erlu's childhood was happy. He was a lanky boy, but grew into a muscular and healthy frame, much to the relief of his adoptive mothers. So, parehong mothers ang parent. He could be fiery and hard to wrangle, but it was impossible not to smile at his flirting exuberance. One day, he picked up a broom handle and started sparring with trees. Soon he was training with others and competing in tourneys, honing his skills and body for a little practical reason. Aside from the fact he enjoyed it, loyal in his bones, and prepared for life's turns, he'll find himself thrown into challenges he never imagined, but meeting them with the courage he feels deep down is fed by his wrestling brother's love. So, next is ito muna. Si Ricky. Actually, ano yan eh. Actually, mostly best friend, mga kaibigan ni na Galo tsaka Erlu yan eh. So, anong kwento niya? Ricky enjoyed no cutting and little love as a boy. Ano ba yan? Anong mga kwento yan? His father when he was still very young. His father left when he was very young. And the mother who remained became a hopeless duck. Even as a boy, he worked whatever folks could find a gentle use for his labor. Battles absorbed whatever charity came their way. It was several old militiamen who first gave him the idea of becoming a fighter. They were who he worked beside his whole life. They started holding little impromptu sparring matches for bone slim stakes, and Ricky showed promise. Even while he was still growing into his body, after a couple of years, he started fighting in tourneys and adding prize money to his working wages. Was able to move out of his soon-to-be an estranged mother's house. A journey to distant places always seemed to be just on the horizon for Ricky. Just after this harvest pay or the next, but when the father would have left him suddenly showed up one day, it was marked the start of that endless harrowing joyous road and the rest of his life. Medyo malalim At next, yung hunter sa troop. Tapos si Ernie, hindi ko matandaan yung apelido niya. Nakalimutan ko itanong kay Galo kahapon eh. Dapat tinanong ko rin eh. So, ito. Ang history naman niya is randomly generated histories to guys ito ko lang, inuulit ko lang. Hindi ako nagsulat niyan. Ernie's birth brought a welcome stillness to the lives of his parents. His father was a quester of ordinary origins, but his mother was a monster hunter of the Fenspear bloodline. Theirs was a family old as fir trees, whose history was recorded in big black books. On their name hung the ghost of ancient deeds, among them the hunting and slaying of mighty dragons. The Fenspear family lodge sits a couple days walk from Masonburg, and Ernie grew up between both places. He was a likable boy, with a melodious laugh people enjoyed, and a penchant for kindness. As he got older, he lived in town for whole seasons at a time, learning in the school, meeting merchants and their daughters, and hunting the hills to make spending money. He spent most idle hours either alone or with the one friend from childhood who seemed to operate at his same level. The legacy of the Fenspears will lead Ernie to wonders, fears and mysteries aplenty, and he's always known somehow that he'd one day pass on the blood to another. Okay, so start natin itong campaign na to. Tsaka alam ko na rin yung ipapangalan ko sa group nila, tinanong ko na kay Galo eh. Nakalimutan ko lang talaga yung apelido niya itong si Ernie. Okay. It takes just a bit of time to put all this together. Get ready. So mga kalaban natin nga, ano na naman? Deepists na naman. Pero ito kalaban natin, yung mga Droven. Plus 1 armor. At least wala yung wala nga yung Mortagi pero pasaway ito. Ayoko talaga itong mga Trixel eh. Pasaway yan eh. Okay. Hearts on a fair day. A mountain should have opened its jaws to swallow you. With that much consequence, it would have made more sense. Instead, there was only a smell, and it rose from you. There was me and your body, then me and your bones. Now I send your word aloft on the smoke that was once your breath. Tonight I begin the endeavor you thought we'd accomplished we'd complete together. Strong streak. I know our maps, our myths, our every calculation. I hold them in me. But I'm frail where you were strong. I'm fit best for teaching. Yet I have no pupil. So it's down to me. Down to resolve. Last and least feather of a hope. For our failed people. Shortly after dawn, the far fairground stirs with cheery morning noise. Excitement jolts and jigs among the grass blades. Ernie's cooking pot creaks on its fixture, muzzled by wind. Don't get too tense about it. Winning's not everything. Got further than last year, right? Know who you drew for the final? A big guy named Ricky Buson. Seen him around town. Si Earl tsaka si Ernie pala to. Okay. Supposed to have a good balanced style to him, but he sort of methodic. But be best. Supposed to have a good balanced style to him, but be sort of methodical and easy to predict. Okay, that sounds like it may be a problem for an impatient opponent. How's my morning stew smell? I don't know why would you ask me that. I don't know. Why would you ask me that? Siya guys, aga-aga, medyo bubulol-bulol na ako. So anyway. The fair comes each year to Rose Flats, heralding winter. Sets up half a day from the town of Gravel Dandy, in a comfortable basin between grassy hills. With it comes hawkers of far-born goods, bell-voiced storytellers, corn cooks, and distractions of all kinds. Easy on the smoke, kids. And just to be, if I start losing my head, going too hard, shout out. Don't want to hurt the guy. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I just want to turn in that monster. Looks wild. Anyway, you'll do fine. Perhaps most famous and eagerly awaited of all the events at the Blue Wandering Fair is the tournament. Experts and amateurs in 10 combat disciplines come to bash their way up the rankings. Some folks delight in the show. Gamblers sees shifting odds and leave rejoicing or tightening their belts. Still waiting on early maturans Steve sparring. You've been waiting on the winner. Pasensya talaga guys kung medyo ako magbasa. Dead lang si Ricky. I remember your mug. Here, sign on the thing. The line you mean. I remember you. I remember your mug. Here, sign on the thing. The line you mean? Is your name Ricky Buzon? Yeah, you have a reason for asking, I suppose? Sorry, rude of me. I also have a name. It's Ernie. You're about to face my friend. I'm always going against someone's friend. Tournament nga kasi eh. You dress and walk like someone skilled in trails. The outdoors, I respect that. I also ask that you respect my skill, my motivation. I fight. And there's only other two outcomes. I win or I improve. I'm happy with either. Ang sagilid si Galo. Alright. This is the final bout. Alright, this is the final bout for staff. You both know the rules. Let's get it going. Sure, yep. Had it hard. That boy. Father was forced to leave him. Go far away. And the one left to raise him wasn't up to the task. Okay, ah. Hindi ka nagtataka na merong taong may pakpak tsaka kuryente yung braso na nasa tabi mo. The two combatants face each other. You look like a man who doesn't come home often. They say on a fair day hearts can open. The bell clangs, they begin to circle. And as the fight swirls, gathering energy, Ernie is struck by a lightning thought. Give me your best shot. Crack. He has to confess his heart to Erlo. Today, I decide I do it today. Stick fights are boring. Something about this. Ricky awakens his longing. That man's changed the world. Parehong hindi akma. Ito na lang. Stick fights are boring. Ito na lang. Combat ka agad. Teka lang. Dahil lang guys, check ko lang ito. May notification ako yun. Okay. Like. Vicky Buzon. 22 years old, warrior. Talagang fight. Maglalaban sila dito. Okay, so fine. So, kinokontrol ko sa L2. Okay, sige. Okay, itong ano na to campaign na to Okay, isa pa lang. Weird na. 4 damage, ano ba yan? Ang lakas naman masyado. Okay. Wala ko, stat din. Okay. Sorry na lang, Ricky part ng kwento to Defeat your opponent. Yung kasi objective Sige. Pasensya na lang The master of the show. Ricky sinks to the ground, wobbling and wretched-faced. The sighs and cheers of onlookers mingle. The match is decided. Winner, Erlo Maturan. That man's a bear, isn't he? Want some gillicorn? It was a close and hard-fought match. That's what you want to see. Well, I'm properly humbled. Glad you got to see it. The audience clears out quickly, summoned away by the prospect of other spectacles. And now a prize for our stave sparring champion. It's cut from the stone hardiest fire oak tree in the north. Then painstakingly shaped by silent and sultan-haired masters, leaving tall living tall on o- ocean-torn cliffs, descendants of seafaring people. Yes, I present you with this oft-overlooked weapon of the hero's cannon, the Elnish war staff. It's very expensive. I what? I what? Don't worry, that little branch swinging game doesn't matter. I walked countless miles, crossed unnumbered and unmapped borders. I came back in order to... If you want to talk, I'm going to have to cool down. Medyo asar ka, talo nga siya eh. Following Early's victory, he and Ernie roved the fair. Let's get you looked at. Rub some bombs on those bruises, then see what's worth seeing. Pasensya talaga guys. Aga-aga sa recording, nabubulol-bulol na ako. Ano ba yan? Tent to tent, they sift through adventuring antiques and handcrafted oddments. Faraway smells pillow in every bright canvas. Outlandish sights abound wherever their eyes wander, and they can follow the laughter to find sweet foods and cups of joy. The better part of the day disappears, and they find themselves sidling in with the crowds to see the fair's final show. It's supposed to be quite good this year. Anticipatory murmurs flow amongst the attendees. Even a tinge of unacknowledged terror is there. It's soon obvious why. What is it? He's a drop. Careful. They find seats near a pair of familiar faces. Si Galo tsaka si Ricky. Cough. Hindi na sila makapaghintay ko hindi na sila anong mangyayari. Afternoon sun bakes their necks. Crowds gripe, groan, giggle. Ano ba yan? At best, the fairmaster's face pops in. At last, the fairmaster's face pops into view. You appear to be waiting for someone. I'm kidding, of course. Here I am, flesh and steel, knight of the nightless star. Naretta Blue. Renowned warrior, Naretta Blue, retired though she may be, still possesses remarkable agility. We of the Blue Wandering Fair thank you humbly for filling our quaint tents with life these past 3 days. Surely, you came hearing rumors from travelers who saw us in summer and fall. Did you wonder if such a thing might be? Now you can see the truth for yourself. You gaze on my pride and crowning achievement, the diamond I've been 15 years in carving. Behold. This is too vain. So was the beast named, named by a warlord who wore the femurs of our fellows on its neck. Named by a warlord whose head I claimed, and tail split, and body stamped to mulch. On its pup, I showed mercy. Mercy, huh? Oh, I was advised to put it down, but instead I caged it. I took the monster alive, its name intact, beneath my own roof. I fed it, clothed it, I tamed it. And should you doubt my word, a collective gasp arises. As the creature easily removes a bar of its prison and steps free. She let everyone walk right up to it. Don't let it frighten you, friends. Tuvain may be the spawn of a Drovan warlord, tremendously huge and mighty, yes, but that's as I command. She reaches for a spear that they suppose thus far to be no more than a prop. And so I give you the most chilling and realistic reenactment of our battles against the Drovan that anyone has ever witnessed. The Fair Master pauses to let stunned eyes refocus. Existence itself seemed to be caught staring. Then the two combatants leveled their weapons. And they clash. Yarg! The fight must be staged, but the Fair Master's performance is convincing as she sends the large Drovan to the ground. To tame Tuvain was not an easy task. But there's a language all creatures understand, and Drovan better than most. It's called pain. Kya! I fought Drovan my whole career, even the strongest and most cunning. I cut down. There are no mysteries left in them for me. Soon you will see that they are not as scary as you entered this arena supposing. I'm not watching this. What? Kasi nga ang tag dito hindi naman kailangan yun cruelty to life na yun The Drove rises, gathers, the Drove rises, gathers, waits for the Fair Master's signal to attack. Nereta Blue clicks her tongue, and the Drove rushes forward at theater speed. His course is straight and obvious. But at that moment, what? Yeah. Ay, ini-spear siya pasaway. So, akala mo na train mo siya. There's no pulse of clarity for the Fair Master Naretta Blue. Whoosh. She falls dead. The great sword drops from already loosening fingers. Clang. Every present pair of lungs holds still. Idya! Cunt. The Drove bends for the sword and runs. He shatters, then bodies flood of paths. As people flee, as fires spit and fly above the forest of tents, Drovan battle cries foreign to most ears riddle the air, blending with the screams of fairgoers and fair workers. It's a choir of violence. Eek! Time to see if this stuff's the real deal. I don't have anything to swing. My boss back at camp. Need weapons? Stay behind, or here and me. Need weapons? Stay behind, Erdu. Here and me. Until we find some. My job's basically to get in the way of trouble like this. I'm not good at it. But you are all joining me, right? Courage, wisdom, fortitude. This is what I trained for. As usual, yung favorite ko, Guardian. Hanapin natin kagad. Ito, Paladin. Ikaw. Imbis na Paladin sa'yo, ano yung isa? Hinahanap ako yung... Hindi, ito na lang muna, tapos kukunin ko mamaya yung Paladin. So, Broad Swipes. Ikaw. Usual, syempre. Hanapin ko yung Poison. Hanapin ko yung ano. Ano ba yan? Ito, Quelling Moss. Okay, tatlo. Find weapons for Ernie and Ricky. Saan tayo maghanap ng weapons? Saan yung weapons? Pupunta dito. Okay, fine. Saan si... Okay. Saan ba yung Droven? Ikaw na lang muna. Doon ba kayo kailangan pumunta? Makita ko saan pumunta dapat eh. Pakatun nga. Yun lang eh. Yun lang talaga yata talaga eh. So, kailangan dali ko kayo doon. Teka. Nandun pa yung kalaban sa white. Wala kang bow pero at least meron kang pwede mong gamitin yung Quelling Moss if ever. So, yung nga lang maabot yun. High alert lang muna. Okay, kayong dalawa kailangan kailangan natin sila ikutan. Teka. Extinguish flame. Next step. Okay. Aiming in the ashes. Yeah, here, Ernie. Shingle for a company called True Waters Arms. Actually, a nice bow here and arrows. Ernie, this way. Across the fairground, canvases sagged and tall poles topple. Terrible things happen behind the smoke, announced only by the noise of gurgling death and triumphing howlers. And there's something I could probably get the hang of. Retreat is already part of their plan, but they'll guard their flank. Just know that I've been face down in worse dung and got up. Ay, hindi mo naman kailangan ng weapon eh. Katawan mo na mismo yung weapon mo eh. So, dito ka. Ay, teka. Cancel. Okay. Wala nga lang yung weapon na kailangan ko para sa'yo. So, handa na lang natin. Ah, pwede mong gamitin pa? Sige, nice. Di pa na dead, sayang. Tigas. Nice. Teka. Ikaw yung... Sino ba yung nilagyan ko ng paladin? Ikaw ba? Ah, broad swipe sa'yo. So, pwede. Ikaw pwede lumapit pa muna. Teka. Si Ricky, isa. Teka. Web, sayang, tigas. Atras ka. Wala pa weapon. Pwede mong abutin? Hindi abot. Alert ka na muna. Ikaw, meron ka ng weapon? Wala pa. Ah, kailangan sila magkasama? Oh well. Maya na, teka. Kailangan mo na nagtulungan kayo dito kasi pag nagkataon, bugbog kayo pareho eh. At least tanggal isa. Constrict. Okay. Kailangan pareho kayo nandito, so teka. Sige, usap ka na rin ng konti. Dito pa. Pwede mo. Hindi mo abot. Hindi abot. Marauders. Marka. Okay, defeat na lang. So, pwede na. Teka. Meron ka na ba bagong weapon? Wala pa. Anyway, ito. Si Ricky muna. Okay. Isa pa isa. Ayun, medyo malayo-layo ka. Constrict. Okay. Siguro naman pwede ka na, siguro naman maabot mo siya dyan, di ba? Tapos na. 32% lang. Sayang. Hello? Ano ba yan? Teka, delikado si Ernie ha. Teka, atras ka. Atras. Ay! Mali! Ano ba yan? Kamali pa ako na inatras. Next step. Nabugbog ka eh. Kailangan mo na magstay. Dali. Ikaw yung may guardian, di ba? Hindi ka naman makakaabot dun. So, wag na lang. Tama na lang. Okay. Okay. Ito na lang isa. Ito na lang tayo no rider. Okay. Teka. Kailangan diskartehan natin to. Ayan. Buti na lang nasa malayo siya. So teka. Winter Blast. Haba ng hit points, grabe. Medyo magiging delikado to, teka. As Earth. Kailangan meron tayong daan eh. Teka. Siriki muna. Pwede mo siya poison. 91. Ito. Sige, ano lang. Tira ka na lang. At least poison. Nice. Hello. Ano ba yan? Pasaway. Okay, tapos ba naman? Yung mga ba sayang? Sige ka na Ricky, tapusin mo na. Backstab. Meron pa? Di pa tapos yun? Meron pa isa? Asan? Ah, Dino Rider pala talaga siya. So, delikado tayo dito guys ha. Teka. Dali. Save ko lang. Dali. Delikado si Ricky dun eh. Teka. Save ko lang. Baka mamaya ma-deaths eh. Okay, heirloom. Ay ano? Ernie. 83. Delikado. Buti matras. Anay, okay lang. Okay na yan. Sige, heirloom, teka. Tras. Amen. Abot mo ba? Yung makadaan? Hindi niya abot eh. Kung abot sana niya eh. So, extinguish mo lang yung flames. Tapos, tabihan mo si Ricky. Problema to si Ricky, ano na lang eh. One hit na lang eh. Atras ka na lang muna. Nice. Bugbog ka ngayon kay Erlu. Saway ka ha. Okay, bye. Nagawa natin maayos guys. Wala na deaths. Tiklak. Black tears drip from chins, from the smoke-stained faces of survivors who huddle staring. Erlu, you did well, you and your friend. We need creek water, right? I'll go. The full horror won't be shown until all the places burn out. Fire crouches in the ribs of shredded tents, feasting on fine goods, making ash of art. The smoke's getting bad in my lungs. May your bodies be earth-eaten and feed the ants. Your death shrouds lie heavy on you. Root and rock. It was a cowardly and cruel attack. But you know what? I blame that boasting Fairmaster just as much. If you're done cursing ghosts, come along. Plenty of time in front of us. I don't plan on letting the Droven rest, and neither should you. Anyway, I'm done with this place. Alright, water's here. Suppose a fire's next? I'm good at making fires. Fire's not what they want to see, right? Alright now, let's get further away first. Evening's near. The knife-shaped moon briefly shines, then gets swathed in grey. All my livelihood was up there. No other survivors. I'm thinking more will filter here to the road. Night smooths the world with shadows, leaving a cool blankness where black creases had caught the eye. A windstorm stops fiercely over the plains, but they're able to camp in the shelter of some trees. They listen to it blow and listen to the crickets and whistling grass. I am back, not driven any direction I went. They're gone. Of course they're gone. Wouldn't have sent you alone if I had any doubt. You mean you just wasted my time? Easy there, I was probably just parking things up. I'm parking things. Anyway, you look like you wanted to be busy. No one has to listen to him, you know. Miserable father, probably not the right person to take direction from. Have to listen to someone though. Gallo got us all out of there alive. But my Gallo isn't doing anything without a reason. Why don't we let him tell us what really brought him here in time for the show? Ricky's, yes, I didn't come home only to reconnect with my son. Okay, kailangan tanong ko na anong balak na gawing pangalan na anak nila. So, but you can afford to hear the details as we go. Go where? Gallo wants me to follow them, the Trovan who fled, and I do worry who'll make sure these poor folk get where they're going, safe and fed, and blanketed, and so on. But the adventurous part of me is convinced that out there's where I do the most good. I wouldn't have looked for a conventional tracker, but Ernie's family is unique. It felt fortuitous. The next day sees them already embarking over the grasslands. Prince's scarce and muddled here, seem to have purposely staged a split where the ground's hard. They left the survivors of the fair organized and guided by the most sensible hands among them, themselves recipients of callous party directions. Feels like it's about time to name this little group, right? It's something of a tradition. Names make us seem greater than we are, and they're useful anyway. So folks can record who it was that died together out in the wilderness, right, Ricky? They pass forward in long silence. Then it's that night as they're stewing bird's meat and wild duck roots that an idea sticks. The moose people what? He always likes to suggest something. Moose, don't worry. Okay. Ito yung mga choices, pero meron na akong tinanong ko na kasi si Gala kung anong gusto niya ng name ng group nila eh. That so far is the defeaters of the Purple Lord, the boars of the Great Oak Grove. I could get behind. No one like the adventurers of the Green Vulture. Okay, enter a name. Kasi sinabi niya ito gusto niya eh, so sabi niya gusto niya pangalan ng group ng party nila eh. Medyo boring yung name pero syempre respect ko anong gusto nila, so yan. So begin the tales of the Friday group. The Friday group, you know, I actually like it. Wait, really? It's pretty memorable. Summer follows spring, follows winter, follows fall. Shadows follow memories, follows sunshine, follows squall and fire. One day follows fire. Okay guys, medyo mahaba-haba na to, so end ko na lang muna dito guys. So tuloy na lang natin tong adventure nung Friday group sa next episode. So save ko muna. Save it para sigurado. Tapos end na natin yung episode. Teka. Kerson Velosa signing up guys. Next episode na lang ulit.